let's not beat around the bush. The education system did not prepare you for real life. They still use outdated teaching methods that have little to no relevance in the real world today. And these things range from rigorous curriculums and assessment testing to see if you remember that one subject that you spent days on, and one that you don't really care about, but you kind of have to do so anyway to get that A or B grade for a class. Instead of directing its focus to teaching you essential life skills such as learning taxes, money, how to make friends, which is a big one, utilizing creativity, critical thinking, damn, that's like 5 already, and overall just navigating through life, it's instead specifically made to make you another unhappy, obedient worker in society. Now, I don't make this video to shit on the education system because I do think it offers a purpose to certain individuals, but the fact of the matter is that they didn't make you aware of how important education is. So I'm gonna be the one to tell you, education is important. Right now, you are currently learning as you're watching this video, and more than likely, you probably have a similar or maybe even the same type of views as me in regards to the broken education system. But I want to make you aware that there's 2 different types of education, and that's self-education and education that you get from school. It just so happens that the education we got from school, that being the education system, left a bad taste in our mouths in regards to this. So whenever we hear, we get immediately reminded and associate education or learning with school. But that's not true. My education began after I left high school. Like, I did not go to college. Like, originally I was gonna go for like a psychology major. Like, that's originally what I was hoping to do. So long story short, I just noticed how miserable everybody looked. I didn't really care for it. I was just doing it because all my friends said, oh, just go to school or else like you're gonna be left behind. Some bullshit like that. But the education we got from school was genuinely not made for you to like learning. The model was you spend some time preparing for an exam just to get that grade to be able to qualify for some college, and afterwards pay a lot of debt that you're likely going to continue paying off after you finish. And that's a life path that most of our peers have subscribed to. But like I mentioned before, education is learning. Like, bro, nowadays it's actually insane. You can learn more online than you ever did in a classroom just by watching educational videos like this one. And not just that, all this valuable information is right at your fingertips, like literally one search away, and specifically about your own particular interests, rather than listening to some fat obese teacher with coffee smelling breath talking about global warming or gender studies. How is knowing all that shit gonna get you closer to your goals? You know what I mean? Like, bro or sis, the life plan that all of us were prescribed to was to 1, get good grades, a good job, okay-ish money, and from then on we're supposed to be happy, right? But that's bullshit. Use a little bit of awareness right now. Look around you. Look at all the people in their 30s or 40s who follow that way of living. They are not truly happy because they were convinced that once they obtained that job, that their life was set. But they were really satisfied with their lives. They wouldn't be hating their weekdays of work and basically praising the weekends to come so they can go relish in instant gratification. But there's one thing I want to mention that schools didn't teach you when you're trying to obtain these corporate jobs, and that's the importance of money. And you're probably somewhat familiar with the money advice that you got from your parents, with them saying things like, oh, just save your money, don't overspend. And to some extent, that's good advice. Like, if you're just being a dumbass with your money and just spending it all willy-nilly on shit that you don't really need. They don't put as much emphasis on how much money is freedom, because they themselves are not free. But if you're hearing it from anybody else, I'm gonna tell you, money is essentially freedom. That's how ideally you should view money. But the problem is that a lot of people use that freedom to spend it on materialistic objects such as shoes, the latest iPhone, designer. And this is all strictly due to the lack of knowledge that people did not get about money. And here's the thing that blows my mind that I didn't even come to a realization to after I read this book, The Millionaire Fastlane, right? Highly recommend that book. But the fact that it's so normalized to trade 5 for 2 is insane to me. Like, that's just normal. And what I mean by 5 for 2, I mean like Monday through Friday for 2, which is Saturday, Sunday. And what do most people do from those 2 days they have from work hell? They go to celebrate and use that freedom to recover from that week of unfulfilling work. And instead of pursuing or getting that autonomy or that freedom they truly want, these instant gratification things that they head to after a long week of work become more so crutches to them. Like, yeah, you might feel a little good in the moment, but it's like, it's just altering your state of mind because you don't like the current reality you're in. It's why people go drinking on weekends. It's why people go partying. It's why people smoke weed, play video games, watch Netflix and binge shit all day, because it's to escape and change that reality that they unconsciously signed up for. But here's the key difference between people who are mediocre and those who are financially free. They spend that freedom money on 1, more freedom, and 2, experiences / valuable knowledge, books and courses of their interests. And not just that, bro, it becomes even more of a mind fuck to know that when you go on social media, there's people dumber than you affording a lifestyle that we all want. And as soon as we see shit like this, biased limiting thoughts come into our minds, and we tend to say things like, oh, they got lucky. They must be a trust fund baby, aren't they? Or some other bullshit limiting beliefs due to the lack of knowledge and ignorance that you are about money and, you know, pursuing your dreams. That not happening to you is incomprehensible. So for that not to like be your reality, surely this person has to be lucky, right? We come up with all these excuses, all these justifications in our minds about why these things happen to certain people and why we're the unlucky ones. And I'm not gonna lie, some may be faking it. Like there's been some people who've been exposed, but I want to tell you that making money online is definitely possible. Making money whilst you sleep and adding value and scaling, I'll probably teach you later on down the line, to others rather than slaving away doing manual labor without chasing money is possible. And more than likely, I feel like manual labor is going to be taken over by AI. So that should be even more scarier thought, right? And bro, getting money online is only possible through entrepreneurship, which is another thing we're not taught in schools. Now, some of you guys watching this far into the video probably have family members that dibbled and dabbled in a business of their own. So they're considered an entrepreneur. This is a little side tangent, but I kind of noticed that some people tend to go into these things thinking that they're going to be their own boss, but instead they create another job for them that requires all of their time. So that's not really ideal. But I'm talking more so like being an entrepreneur who divorces his time from money. Like you just create shit and then you go away and make money whilst you sleep. You don't have to be there 24/7 because at that point that's a job. But I think at this point, from you watching this far in here about me rambling about the education system, you likely agree with everything that I've said so far, and what I've said has not been a single like non-fact. And I personally don't have a grudge against the education system. I just see it for what it is, a place to make people workers. Like think about it, it's been that way since the time we began school, like pre-K, or I don't know how the grading system works in the UK and other parts of the world, but you know what I mean? And I'm just gonna mention this real quick because this is just how I feel about this, but most degrees are useless anyway, particularly anything involving STEM. But before I get people on my back about that, let me continue on. So to escape from this chain down, outdated lifestyle prescribed by your parents to work like this for the rest of your life, or God forbid, assuming we don't die earlier than that, is not something I like. The idea of working for 40 hours and waking up with some money, hoping to be left in your bank account and hoping to retire at the age of 60, like if you guys are 20 right now, you're gonna be 60 in 40 years, right? Most people that have just graduated are preparing for that lifestyle and not knowing what they signed themselves up for. And I don't say this to condemn them or call them stupid, although I do think some of them are stupid for pursuing a life plan that, no, fuck that. Let me not even be nice about it. I think most of them are stupid for pursuing a life plan that others want for them instead of going all in on pursuing their own interests because they're scared of having that uncomfortable conversation or scared of being judged or condemned by their family. Like congrats to them for graduating and stuff, but like the fact that you're gonna have to like clock in and clock out to daddy and you're only gonna have a little bit of vacation time left if you ask politely or some shit, it's just insane to me. I'd say entrepreneurship and earning an online income is probably the best and only way to escape this. And if it ever crossed your mind to start it, use this as a sign to self-educate yourself, which is something schools did not teach you, and pursue your own curiosity and interests and create your own career path and go all the fuck in. If you're in school and nothing particularly interests you and you're just doing it to make your parents happy, then guess what? You're doing them and yourself a disservice. Like some parents obviously mean well and probably want the best for you because again, they're more old school. So back then, like the best path to being successful was to go through the education system. Hell, some of them might not even have graduated. So they're living life vicariously through you, but you need to stop living life for other people. And honestly, if that's not what you want to do, then bro, just fucking stop being a dummy and waste all that money and years of your life, like most people, pursuing something you don't even care for. So if you're dissatisfied with the outcome the education system presented you, then online income is the way to go. Because here's the thing. With the potential of something you put online and potentially that blowing up, from then on, you literally don't have to do any type of manual labor job. And you can break the rules and detach your time from money. And if you didn't understand about what I said about detaching your time from money, I highly recommend you read these finances book, Millionaire Fastlane by MJ DeMarco. Then you need this type of education. Again, the education system never told you this. And what I basically said right there, and you're gonna learn something right now, is you detach yourself from trading your time, aka your life, and producing things that could potentially go viral and are valuable to people, such as in terms of like education, like this video, entertainment, if you want to be like a streamer like a Kaisen Nat or Aiden Ross or some shit like that, or something, or create some type of product that alters or changes someone's life in some way, shape, or form. Like I guarantee you, by you watching this video is probably gonna like resonate with 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 people. I don't know how well this video is gonna do, but it's gonna resonate with people. And this is honestly how we escape the conventional route, and this is honestly through entrepreneurship. Bro, you already know this. You're on social media 24/7. You know that nowadays that that young people that are like 18, 19, 20, 21, whatever the age is, are making more money than doctors just from posting stupid videos online. People posting stuff online are making more money than doctors. Why? Because it's a different era. It's the attention economy. Everything runs on attention. Hell, you clicked on this video, I got your attention. To this day, it still blows my mind. Like, this is real life. Like, people are actually making money online. I just made like my first like $100 online, which isn't much, but just the fact that I made something online says something that this is actually possible. And I know that if I keep going, it's gonna generate more money over time. People are actually genuinely making 5, 10, hell, 20K a month. This is possible now because of the access we have to the internet. Like, bro, if you don't take the opportunity, you're honestly, what are you doing? Like, the fact that you don't have to answer to nobody, you don't have to clock in or clock out or do it or work with anybody you don't necessarily like with hot breath, or that coworker that just talks about drama all day. Entrepreneurship gives you that freedom. Now, there will be some of the comments that say, oh, but entrepreneurship is not for everybody. Okay, and we're not talking about those people. We're talking about the ones that actually want to take control of their lives. If you're someone that's not satisfied with the way your life is headed and you're living life for everybody else, then entrepreneurship is the way to go. Start your own business, whatever it may be. Creating content, writing content, whatever the fuck you want to do, just do it. Because here's the thing, if you don't live for yourself and do exactly what the fuck you want to do, nobody wins in the end. So that one uncomfortable conversation that you're avoiding with your parents or whomever you live with could save you decades of your life. And honestly, when I decided not to go to school, it was an uncomfortable conversation with my mom, but luckily for me, like, she was very supportive of like my dreams of like wanting to be a YouTuber. Now, I can't say the same will be the case for you, but even if she did not support me, I still would have probably been, you know, doing my own shit, creating videos, doing what I can. So you got to have the same type of like willingness to go all the fuck in. As a byproduct, by you selfishly pursuing your own goals, your parents or whoever is gonna benefit from it. And if they don't and they still resent you, okay, keep doing it anyway. It's your life, not theirs. Pursuing entrepreneurship and earning online income is probably like the best route to go. And one book I'll recommend you read just to get you started and get you into like the entrepreneurial mindset, The Millionaire Fast Lane by MJ DeMarco. Get it, it'll literally change your life on how you see the education system, how you see money, how you see like the life plan that we're all prescribed to. Just do it. But other than that, that brings me to the end of this video. Dream big, take action. I'm gonna see you guys. Peace.